Did it work? I believe it did. Scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. Let's post the links and all that. The real question is, how long can I actually keep this mask on? Like, you know what I mean. Loki might just take it off. I don't know. It is a bit tight, but it should be alright. Alright, that's on. Let's grab the link. Hello, hello. What's going on? Let's post in the Discord and shit. Live team. Tesla or Beelzebub? Definitely Tesla for winning this fight. I am still staying on that train forever. Because if Tesla or if Beelzebub does lose this fight, the rest of the fights kinda have to go to the humans, I mean the gods, and that kinda ruins future fights, or at least the next few. I would like this fight to be a draw because that will set up the whole Beelzebub situation of wanting to die, and then pretty much ensure humanity isn't getting another win on their, you know, already 2-win lead. How do I grab stuff? Oh, there you go. Hold on, I'm just posting the link at places, so I'll read chat in a second. There you go. Send me a fan matchup on Discord. Yeah, you can post it wherever. I was kind of waiting for the face reveal, but hello. This is the best you're gonna get for now. So pretty much I got 3 strikes with Kengan content, meaning I can't upload anything right now on the main channel. So it's not just Kengan, it's everything. I was planning to make a video once Okibara and Sekibahashi's fight ended, but that fight's still going on and now I'm dealing with the strikes. You think Okita versus Loki will be a draw? I think a draw has got to really happen at some point during the tournament. If it isn't this fight and Beelzebub just wins, I guess it could be Loki versus Okita. It would be funny though, is all the Norse gods ended up winning their fights and then the Greek gods are just left, like, most of them losing. Shiva's only a 4-arm Oma. If I'm being fair, 4-arm, you know, if Oma had 4 arms, he'll be better than Shiva. I'll leave it at that. Okay. What was I doing? I was playing a game, wasn't I? Where did I put the screen? Where can I put the chat? Put the chat here. And then I will play the game here. Yes. That works. That works. No, I want to use this one though. There you go. Balloons Tower Defense. Game goes absolutely hard. No cap. Also, apologies if you hear someone like mowing the lawn or something. I don't know what my neighbor's doing. What do I start with though? The monkey, of course. Do you think Omega Rito is now lower A tier? It depends who else you put in A tier with him, but Yeah, I think that's reasonable. He kind of destroyed Sorpang once he transcended or awakened, whatever it was. So I think Rito is quite beastly right now. It's probably, I want to say, the same tier as like Nitoku, Okubo, and all those type right now. That's my current guess. Okay, being posted there. Place that. Can you see stuff properly? I believe you can. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Who do you like more of the character, Buddha or Kinshi? Probably Buddha. They're both pretty good, like definitely the higher end, but I think I like Buddha more. Slightly, slightly. But when it comes to flashback, I think Buddha's was definitely the lower end. What is your max deadlift? Like, I don't know, 180 something? I was going to go for 200 kilos at the end of last year, but I hurt my back a little bit, so I'm not deadlifting for like the next 6 months. I'm only doing like RDLs, which is a deadlift, but yeah, not like regular. Hello, hello. How will Kengan end? When it comes to Kengan Omega, there could be like another series after Kengan Omega for all we know, but the way Kengan Omega is going to end is probably something like, I want to imagine the fight we got in chapter like 0, the weird worm versus potentially Garuki. I believe it's going to end with whatever that fight is. Whether that's Koga, whether that's someone else, whoever it is, that's going to be the final fight of the series. I think that would be a good way to end it. Show like the build up for the final fight at the first chapter, and then that actually occurs at the end. Did we not get to see the full power of the Sky Eater? Did they not clash, or did the Sky Eater not go all out or something? I don't know what you mean by that. Well, based on what we're being told, Roki is meant to be the connector, or already is in some regard. So it should really only be Roki. You think Rito would get beat up by Yumi? Don't know about that one, Chief. Kyozan, we don't know where he currently sits. So, for all we know, that could be possible. But think about it like this. Sorpang was able to defeat Seki. Seki was able to defeat Kyozan, at least back in Ashura. And then Rito was able to defeat Sorpang. So, he's worthy of being in that talk. At least I think so, for now. Alright, let's close that. Well, if we did get Baki and Tekken, that would be absolutely fire, but I think that's just like fan art. I don't think we're actually getting that. If, that was to happen, I'll definitely be buying it then. The way they're building up the connector, there's really no one on the Kengan side who will be able to deal with him. Like, we learned that Gilbert is Edward, but stronger than Edward. So Edward was already like a monster in his own regard. Like, I doubt really anyone could deal with him in a one-on-one from the Kengan side. And then we just have the connector being an unknown amount above Gilbert. Like, there's really no one on the Kengan side that can actually deal with him at this point. Unless over the recent time skips, Oma and Ryan have gone through like some insane like buff, like unheard of, but that's what it's looking like currently. Beelzebub joins humanity side. Imagine. That'll be some this weird writing out of nowhere. Wild shit. I'm kind of over the whole like Hades stuff though. It seems like everything that's happening is like, oh yeah, Hades died, so you need to, or Poseidon died, so Hades comes, he dies, and now Beelzebub needs to get revenge for Poseidon. Then what? Next fight's gonna be like Anubis getting revenge for Beelzebub and Hades or something like that. I'm kind of over that, way the story's been going. I want the super monkey, mate. Oh, if the shot landed, yeah, I understand you now. That would have been cool. I think I haven't actually finished the Lubu spin-off manga. I read like up to however many chapters were released like a few months ago. I think he does use it in that, if I'm not mistaken, but I haven't actually finished it. I believe it is complete now. Would you consider that Seki Sorpang fought peak full power Seki? No, because it's not Marvelous Seki, but we don't really know. Like, I would say no, because, I like Seki much more than Sorpang, but it could be. And then if we have Seki defeat Okubo now, that's even better for Ryuto, I'm just, saying. Because it's not like Okubo is fighting full power Seki, because it's, not Marvelous Seki. I think in a way, Loki versus Okita, if they do fight, will be similar to Jack vs Hercules, but Loki will be the, trickster one. Like, outplaying Okita. That's what I think will happen. I don't think I read the latest chapter of Tenkaichi. I know Hanzo is fighting Sasaki Kodra. I saw that chapter, but I haven't seen what actually occurred when the fight started, apart from the initial chapter. So, from what I've read, it seems pretty promising. I think Sasaki is going to win, of course, due to mainly the narrative and like everything else. That's really all. If Ryan Oma went toe-to-toe right now, I still would think Ryan wins Extreme Diff. So based on like character profiles, for example, Lolong's character profile claims that Ryan Oma and Lolong are all equal and they can really defeat one another depending on like one day. So say the start of the month or one day Ryan and Lolong fight, Lolong could win that, then the next day Ryan could win, and then the same thing for Ryan and Oma. So pretty much exactly the same, but I do think Ryan has more potential overall. I don't think giving the connector like multiple things other characters have, like the advanced Guard Style or Fist Eye, is the best move. It'll kind of be a bit wacky if they do it like that. But who knows, they could. They go with Koga to Nico Style, and I didn't think that would happen. Da, da, da. Don't forget to also, leave a like on the stream. It's greatly appreciated. Oh my god, I can get the super monkey now. That's what we're talking about. Beelzebub should hate gods because he is what he hates, like Eren. Yeah, I guess. Do you think Ryan will return? Or when do you think Ryan will return? Ryan, I hope he returns soon. Whatever he does is going to be a pretty hype chapter. I kind of imagine him going to the inside with like the team we saw a few chapters ago, like Ray, Retsudo, Oma and that. I could see that as a possibility, like before they're about to go in, we have Ryan and maybe two other characters pull up. That could be pretty cool. Sasaki or Hanzo, I'm guessing Sasaki. I hope the opposite. I hope Seki, gets that glorious victory over Okubo. That'll be quite amazing. I've only like watched up to part 5 of JoJo, so I don't know anything about part 9. Who is fighting Simo? I guess the common theory in the fandom is that Apollo is going to be fighting him. Who is fighting Nostradamus? I want to say Odin right now, but I could imagine like Leonidas fighting Odin as well. But my current guess is Odin. Yeah, I would have rather the Sword Saint win over the Sumo Boy, but it is what it is. Um, I've made videos on this, but Baki claims that victory. It is looking good for Oliver that he's going to win against Sukune. And, if Jack and Oliver want to fight after that, I'll be there for it. They'll be hype. And then building up the rematch. And then maybe even Jack fighting Yudro or having like a actual fight with him, as he's never really had that chance. Only that little exchange after the maximum tournament. I forgot Anubis was on the list. I didn't, but it's kind of weird because they've never mentioned him in the series whatsoever outside of that, list reveal, which is kind of weird considering we've had the whole, like, underworld stuff explored quite a bit already with Hajur and Hades and now even Beelzebub. I don't know if we'll show the other Olympians. Could be, it'll be pretty cool, but who knows. There is quite a lot already to deal with. Well, it makes sense for Ryuto to one-tap Koga at that point, as Koga already went like super extreme diff against Rito. He was in by no means peak condition whatsoever, and Rito pretty much just got a huge buff in the round earlier and won pretty easily against Sorpang with not that many injuries. So we have someone who's at his strongest version of himself that he's ever been, who isn't really that injured, against someone who's severely weakened and like about to pass out already. So it makes sense for Ryuto to pretty much one-shot Koga. I hope they fight in a different arena. One of the most appealing aspects about Jack vs Hercules was the unique arena, so I hope they kind of lean into that a little bit more as the story progresses, or for what's actually remaining. Edward vs Pickle is going to win, definitely Pickle. Sumo guy fight Japanese god. What Japanese? I think Susanor's a Japanese god, so I guess that would have been pretty cool. Let's say Naden isn't a world member. Which fighter would you replace minus Tarashi? Probably Nicholas for me, I would say. Or Tarashi. Tarashi was definitely the biggest letdown of the whole Purgatory vs Kengan tournament. Like, the biggest L character. Even more than Yumi for me personally. True. If Manga Rasputin is like a femboy or something like that, extreme disappointment from me. Like, if he looks like Nostradamus, that type of character design, that's going to be so sad. Susanoo is another character in Ragnarok who was mentioned on the original fighter list, who hasn't been mentioned or like hinted at whatsoever. There's been quite a few like that, which is kind of weird in some regard. Misa for worm member. Interesting. Nah, Pickle has not arrived in Baki Dao, unfortunately. Hopefully soon. Like, it seemed like they had no idea what they were doing with Tarashi. Like, he went from this, like, mysterious masked fighter to someone just hyping up Lolong the whole time. And then we learned that his whole thing, or whole reason for being there was to kill Nicholas. And then he just doesn't do it. Like, and that he's not, I don't know, everything was bad about Tarashi. No positives. Kentoki may be the least hype character in the series, in my opinion. I wouldn't say least hype character, but definitely on the lower end. Like, when I first saw him on the list, I didn't really care too much. And then when we got his design reveal, that was pretty hype. But the mention of Siegfried I felt was more hyped than actually Kintoki's reveal, which is kind of sad. Where was I reading? I feel Saw sort of beating Rito. Potentially if they have a rematch, but I like that Rito one. I think the Saw fans should feel happy that he was actually able to defeat Cosmo in the way he did. That was definitely one of the biggest shocks for me. I think Nostradamus's Valkyrie will be. I don't think it will be Goal. I don't. I disagree. It could be, but I don't really see that for some reason. I don't think it would be Brunhilde as well. Apparently, in the like draft pages for like Record of Ragnarok, like the draft fighting list, the Aphrodite was a fighter, but they removed that. So yeah, no female fighters for some reason. There is Mujo Taisen, another manga where like all of them are female fighters. If you want to check that out, it's not as good as Record Ragnarok at all for me personally, but it's not bad. As pretty good, fights and art. Like the only thing I think about when I like read the Susanoo God making an appearance is of course, the Naruto ability. Apollo gonna job? Hey, he's a great god, he's got to. How strong Tenkaichi characters will be in Baki? I was gonna actually make something along the line of that for like a video, but probably need to reread certain things. I don't really think they deal with like the upper tier of Baki, like Yujiro and all that. But I think they'll do fairly well against maybe characters like Doppo potentially. I'm not sure though. Leave question marks in that for now. Masashi from Baki versus Sasaki from Ragnarok, both with volumed, who would win? I want to say Sasaki. But who knows? Maybe that's a video idea. Yeah, you can give me a couple what if battles. Omega Ryan vs Baki. I think I've answered that many times. Probably Baki, of course. Come on. Come on, mate. Come on. Most powerful man in Ragnarok for you? Probably Zeus overall. But you're saying man, so I guess Adam. At least for me, because Adam be quite beastly. Balloons Tower Defense. Game is fully sick, bruv. Most overrated character. Probably Shiva, like, come on. Shiva just, in the mud. Yeah, and Buddha was on the, God's side and he fought for the humans. A lot of changes have occurred. One of the, first, releases didn't actually include Hercules on the list due to, a translation error. So for the longest time, people were, saying Hercules wasn't on the list. Why is he fighting? That was quite annoying. I think I explained that in, 10 videos and people were still saying it. I think Ryan beats the prisoners. I'll say that. I think Kano beats up Spec. I made that video. I hope, no one replaces Anubis. He's going to be quite beastly. Best fight in Kengan vs Purgatory? For me, it was Falcon and Rito. I think that was the best fight. However, I don't really like either of them as a character, but I think objectively that is the best fight we got. Or probably like even Waka vs Faye, because that shit was just like next level hype every week. Like the crazy shit that was happening from Faye was just quite wild. Edward versus Agito, definitely Edward. Nah, Kano stomps. What am I talking about? Where do I place this guy? Here. My boy, the monkey. Dun, 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 dun. If you want to know what's going on with the strikes and stuff for the channel, the thing you see on screen, like next to my face cam and that here on the right or left for you, I don't know what side it is, that's just pretty much my Discord post about it. What does the chat look